In this episode, I interview Gareth Williams, who, after attending an event last year, went away and launched a completely new business. It's never too late for a fresh start. So if you're not enjoying what you're doing right now, it might be that you need a tiny little change to what it is. It might be that you need a big change and a completely new start. Listen to this interview and find out what you can learn from Gareth today. So, last year, you came along to our in-person conference, Circle Networks Live, last September. First of all, what did you get from the event?
Well, one word for a start, 3 syllables, brilliant. It was brilliant. In terms of what I actually got was an empty pen, because I was writing down more than I'd ever wrote down in any conference in my life. Let me tell you, an empty pen. You know, I took something from each and every one of the people, not only the speakers, but the breakout rooms, the chance to have lunch, the people around the table. You know, just a really, really good atmosphere for businesses, I'd say, of any size. Just fed my appetite to want to grow what was, again, we'll come on to, a seed of an idea. And it just gave me something to really think about. So
that's perfect segue into. So it was on a Monday. Tuesday, I drove home and you texted me about 6 o'clock and said, right, I'm in town, Jamie. Can we meet up? And I was just on my way back from the supermarket and you dragged me into the pub that you were in and we had 3 hours brainstorming what you were doing next. And what have you done as a result of leaving the event last year?
Built a business, grown a business, keep continuing to grow a business. We've got our first director, a co-director, taken on our first employee on some kind of part-time basis for the time being. But built a business that excites me, excites an inflow, and that's really important, really, really important. We may well come back to that. But something ultimately that helps other businesses, that is such a simple idea, but is such a powerful one for businesses to adopt, to use, that appeals to every size of business, really. And again, I'm sure we'll get onto that. But that's what it gave me. It gave me that opportunity, that confidence in the resources that we heard the day or so before, an opportunity to kind of just, start to build a business for the second time, at least in my life, one that I really, really can see could grow, can help others, and could take on a bit of a life of its own.
Yeah. So if you don't know Gareth, he's got 20 odd years building a successful construction business and then has gone through a creative stage where he's always been creative in the construction business. And now he's taken all that skill set and that 20 years of learning to build a new business called, what's the business called?
Creatologists.
And he helps small business owners to create content to help market their stuff, where the business owner is at the center of that marketing activity with video content. Give me an example of some of the people that you're working with.
Well, we're going to name a few because there's a Star Bars. You know, all of our clients are Star Bars. We've got the fantastic Paul McGowan. We've got Michelle Molyneux. We've worked with Gillian. We've worked with Chris from Spiky Carrot and so many others I'm probably forgetting. But what we're doing with those clients is, as you say, is taking the confidence of just a simple Zoom call and using those same skills, that same camera, that same setup, maybe with a bit of light and a bit of few sexy bits around the outside just to get the setting right, like a lovely real bookcase, guys. This is not a fake background. And we employ a few things like that to make sure it's as professional as possible. And then, give people a place to have a conversation. And I talk about conversation, content by conversation, and it's having those conversations about a business, creating those shorts, those reels to help businesses really connect in a world of AI, really connect with them as people, with them as personalities, with them as business owners. And video is one of those parts of a business that, for good reason sometimes, isn't something that everyone feels comfortable doing. And this allows you to do that in a really cost-effective, safe space.
I think that without knowing it, people have got a lot in common with you, but they just don't realize. So for a long time, you'd had this idea and toyed with this business in different versions whilst you were still heavily involved in the construction business. But you had a dilemma, didn't you? Because you've got this business that's really successful, that's doing really well. And yet you had this calling to be creative, which was completely at odds with the other business. And then something changed. What was it that was the tipping point for you that made you decide to go all in on this?
I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was we're living in Crewe. We have this fantastic business, Construction Links, and 20 years. And from that business and having the fantastic team around me, I always felt that back then, and even when I was at school, that something was a little bit different. And it really is relevant to this story, and I appreciate the opportunity to answer it, because my son, Harry, quite a difficult start in life, basically born in Alder Hey, open heart surgery from 3 days old, torn from here to here, and that's a work on a podcast. So from your second button to your third button, for open heart surgery. And since then, we knew things were going to be a little different. And really, fast forwarding 10 years, he was having some problems at school. We started to fill in some documentation around the problems he was having with dyslexia and ADHD. And I started to look at these forms quite emotionally as well, because I was going to fill it in for Harry as well, starting to think, wow, that sounds like me, that sounds like me, that sounds like me. And through a private diagnosis within 3 months after helping Harry go through that journey, I realised, and the weights really did lift, and I mean that I had this ADHD proper kind of diagnosis, which just kind of elevated and really made me work with flow again. I talked about it a few months ago. As a child, I used to have so many headaches, it was unreal. I was in and out CAT scans more than kind of anyone who had a serious illness. And I think that as soon as I realised, or it was told to me, that actually, Gareth, you're like this and that's fine, I think after a little bit of adjustment and getting around that idea, that actually it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And that neurodiversity in the workplace, as it's now known, but it's allowed me to really step inside that energy, that passion, that flow, that loudness from time to time, the orange colours, the orange shoes, and everything else that comes with it, and really try and, say that it's okay to be yourself. And that's what I'm trying to do to people on video, of course. Everyone's different. We don't need an iPhone to say think differently. We all think differently, but it's about thinking individually that makes us special. And individuality is creative. And that's what I help to businesses to truly understand. And
so it's a superpower for you, this, isn't it?
It's definitely a superpower for me. And I lean with it and lean into it and really, really, to be quite honestly, I'm just so thankful, to be fair. See it as a blessing, because when everyone's got to be different in life doing something, energy is something that every business wants, every business needs. They need that spark. They need something sometimes just to kick them in the right direction. And I find that my personality, without being overconfident about this, obviously, just lends itself. And other people tell me this, on video, and I've had some fantastic, lovely feedback from people who just resonate with my style of either questioning or conversation style, which again allows them to just talk about their business, which is what the podcasts are about. It's not about me. It definitely isn't about me. It's about opening up the conversation so that they can look as brilliant as I know they are, as they want to know they are, and as I'm hoping their clients to know how fantastic their businesses, their ideas are, their processes, their services. I just want to make them look as good as I know they can be. And let me tell you, Jamie, there's not a person in the world who doesn't like talking about what they do. That's why they went into it in the first place. Yeah. And I say that positively. I don't mean that in an arrogant way for them. I mean that I want to give them the space and a place that really will, as you say, help them build that rapport without them even knowing who's on the other side of the screen.
What are your plans for the future now? So there's 3 of you in the business. Where do you want to get this to? Where do you see it going?
Our first milestone is to get to 40 paying clients by September, so that allows us then, through the many, many Excel sheets we've had that do all of the workings out for us, that we'll need another editor at that point. And when we get to 80, it moves up in multiples of 40. At the moment, we're just writing down all of the processes, creating the right email chains. That's where we are at the moment. We're putting the final touches to the website with the fantastic Charlotte from, is it Marketing Barn now, or Web Barn?
Web Barn.
She's recently, just gone through a rebrand, so well done, Charlotte. So we're in that point where we're just trying to now communicate. Setting up our socials is a big part of that in the next month. We're doing that so that all this fantastic content we've created in 2024 can start to be drip fed out, and that's, and once we start to benefit from that.
And a conversation with you, I know this every time that we speak, we both come away from it with loads of ideas about what we can do next. And I think when I say that you bring the energy to it, it's innovation and ideas, that creativeness. That's why you're called the creatologists, because you're helping people come up with new things, new content, new ideas. And running a business can be a very lonely place. That's the whole point of Circle Networks. that we help people go from doing it on your own to feeling part of a team where you've got people with specialities that you might not even pay them. You just collaborate with them and pick their brains and help each other out. But feeling part of a community, we are not meant to go through this existence on our own. So let me just, because we've talked about Circle Networks Live. If you're hearing this podcast for the first time and you don't know what it is, let me just quickly explain. So we've got this event. It's in Birmingham in the UK, and it's on Monday the 23rd of September. It's on a Monday for a reason, so that you've got, like Gareth did. Gareth is the perfect example of this. You come along to the event on the Monday, and then you take action on it on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think a lot of big events are run on Thursdays and Fridays. The weekend gets in the way and you lose momentum. With the best will in the world, you stall and you take time out for your family because we've all got busy lives. So I want people to come to an event to then take action and make a difference and start to see the good stuff that they learn or people that they met. They follow up on that straight away the next day. We've got 10 speakers. A range of speakers who are just a few steps ahead of where the audience is. And the idea being that they're not celebrities that are coming just to sell their latest thing and promote their book or their program. These are people who can still remember what it's like to be where you are in the audience. The speakers are there for the day. So if you like the sound of Gareth, you might be sat on a table with him. If you follow him, stalk him, follow him into the venue at the same time, you could sit next to him on the table and spend the day with him. The speakers don't just appear, get ushered in by security guards and then disappear. They're around for the day. You get to ask them questions, pick their brains, take their pictures. You're going to create your own social media content. You might even get some video interviews with some of them. And then all the other attendees on the day. In addition to that, it includes some training. My signature sales and networking accelerator is included with that. And the idea being that people book their tickets, sit the training, make their investment back before they even attend the event. And so many people did that last year, and so many people are doing it this year. And there's no pitching from the stage. So none of the speakers are going to be on stage selling their wares. They're just sharing tips and advice. So if you're interested, the link's in the show notes. It's designed to be different to anything else that's out there. Do you think we achieved that last year?
Totally, 100%. As I said at the start of this fantastic podcast, it was a matter of seeing the location. The hotel was great. You know, it was a really good location, I thought, for that first year. And yeah, staying over was great. The people, the bar, but it was the planning of the day. You know, it was the planning of the day. It was a sequence of the speakers, as you say. It was seeing Dave have his first go at perhaps trying to be where he is now with his business, and it would be interesting to see and catch up with him again. It was seeing people like our very own Elliot Kay. There's the plug for you, buddy. I love you. It's seeing Elliot Kay and the fantastic talk he was doing about how to speak better, how to really get your sales message across. So I think that it's that collaboration, that friendship fueling that business that really takes and makes the difference with what you can do.
Yeah.
Take up the construction business. The last thing I thought was I need to be not even a good builder, not even an okay plasterer. I said to myself initially, as long as I can get the work in, I'll worry about people who can do the work. And that should be the same for your business. You just focus on being good at being you and speak to people like me. Speak to other people that you like the smell of, the taste of, the look of, whatever it is. Whatever you like hearing from these people around the room, and work with people you can work with.
And that to me is one of the things that I wanted to make easily available to people when they get involved with Circle Networks. You might not know what you're looking for. Nobody thinks, oh, do you know what? I wonder if there's somebody out there that can help me with video marketing because I hate recording videos. But they come along and they meet you and you open their eyes to something, and it's a new way of doing stuff. And I think having good friendships in business, nobody really wants it, but it expands our horizons to other ways of doing things because we don't know the way to do everything. We don't know what's working, and meeting other people and brainstorming, bouncing ideas. And that's the bit that I get from you all the time, is that brainstorming, that whenever we meet up, we're coming up with something new, something better, tweaking it, just slight evolutions, iterations of things in order to keep getting better. Because if we're not getting better, if we're not moving forward, everybody else is, and we're getting left behind, aren't we? Right. I cannot wait for the 23rd of September to hear your 12-month story broken down so that people can extract the bits that they need from it to then get to work on their business the day after. So if someone wants to find out more about your business now, Gareth, and the services that you offer, where would they go?
So we're just going to the website, as I say. So if you went to www.thecreatologists with an S on the end.co.uk, you'd find it. My email address is gareth@thecreatologists with an S .co.uk. Then you'd find me, and then socials as well on LinkedIn. I'm never too far away. Just if you just listen really quietly wherever you are, you'll probably hear me. You'll probably hear me.
On that note, so Gareth's recently changed offices. So not just offices, he changed buildings. So why did you move office, Gareth?
Too loud. I was too creative for the space I was in. Lovely lady next door. And yeah, she had a very, very quiet business. She's a therapist. So all they could hear me was probably firing up on another podcast or behind a green screen or in front of a green screen with another idea or another thing speaking as booming. I remember at school, one thing I will leave you with, my teachers, and I swear this is true, on my school reports, almost yearly, it said on one of them, I remember it, but it was yearly, it said, Gareth will go far with his booming voice. A booming voice. So, and I've proved them right there, haven't I? I've proved them right there.
Right. So it took me until my mid-40s to work out that networking and connecting people was the thing that I needed to do. You're early 40s and doing exactly the same thing, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. And it's and for everyone listening to this, I hope it gives them that opportunity to just take stock and think, yeah, am I doing what I want to do? Am I doing what I'm really good at? Or do I need just a little shift? One of the poems I wrote was called Gifts That Drift. And it was actually about this idea of actually things that you thought you were good at, or the common theme, the common traits in your life. Is that really what you're doing today? And if it isn't, then maybe during this podcast, and this is something you can look at, is that something you should be thinking about? Do I need to take a little shift, or do I need someone, as we've said, to come and join me, come and collaborate with me, come and be a friend to my business, to make me be better so that I can just get better results? And that's really, really key.
Life is short. It's much more fun when we do it with the people that we enjoy spending time with and do what we love. Thank you. I've loved having you on. It won't be the last time, and I cannot wait to see you on stage in September. Thank you, Gareth.
I'll be there. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I said at the start of this that Gareth brought the energy and the volume. He was an 8 out of 10 today. When you see him on stage, he will be a 12 out of 10. He brings a huge amount of energy and innovation to his conversations with people. So if you're looking for new ideas, if you're looking to be inspired, if you want to find out how somebody's built a brand new business from scratch and what they've done in a 12-month period, our event is the event for you. As always, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please hit the subscribe button and share it with someone that you think might enjoy the Buffalo Sessions.